Hi guys. So concern is growing over this girl, Jenny Hall. So I'm presenting this video. Maybe you know something about Jenny or where she might be. So Jenny Hall has gone missing in the in sort of roundabout near the Newcastle area in the UK, in Great Britain. And Jenny is a runner, and she would go running quite often in the moorlands, etc., near where she lived. So let's just have a look at the area that this unfortunate event is happening. So Jenny is from a place that I've never heard of called Towlaw. Towlaw. Here it is. Here it is. It's near Newcastle upon Tyne. It's a very small place. There's not much more than 2,000 inhabitants in Towlaw. That is where Jenny is from. So we can see it's not far from sort of places like Hadrian's Wall, Sunderland, places that you might have heard of, if you've not heard, and the North Pennines National Park, which is significant because this seems to be that's where Jenny's car has been found. So did she go there running, as she often did, and what has happened to Jenny? Why can she not be found? So I'm going to run through the timeline in a moment, but I just want to show you where her car has been found. So her car's been found right somewhere a lot just off the road from Eggleston to Stanhope, which Stanhope I think is up here somewhere. There's Towlaw. Anyway, somewhere in this area, not far from Barnard Castle. Now, a lot of you may be familiar with Barnard Castle. We heard a lot about Barnard Castle during COVID when Dominic, God, what's his surname? Dominic, one of the aides to the government, Dominic Cummings, went off to Barnard Castle on a jolly to visit his family and came up with some ridiculous story about why he'd been there. But again, another person who broke COVID rules. All the people that made the rules broke them, didn't they? Well, everybody else stuck to them. And that's here, Barnard Castle. And her car, Jenny's car, has been found somewhere in this area. So it's a big area. So I presume the police are concentrating their search in the area that Jenny's car has been found. But this is where she's from, Towlaw, and her car has been found somewhere in this area. So let's have a look at the timeline. This is Jenny. Let's have a look at the timeline according to the Northern Echo. Let's see. So a major search for a missing Towlaw woman enters its fourth day. Now, this was on what day was this? Oh, this was just 5 hours ago. So we're on the fourth day as police become increasingly concerned for her. Now, I don't know what the weather's like there, but I would imagine it's absolutely freezing. And maybe it's been raining, etc. So poor Jenny, she's only 23 years old. She was last seen leaving her home in Towlaw, County Durham, just after 3 p.m. on Tuesday, February the 18th. And her car, a red Ford Focus, was found on Wednesday, parked on the B6278 near remote moorland between Eggleston and Stanhope. Now, apparently she was a regular runner, so she parked it there to go for a run, or, sadly, has she parked it there with the intent of doing something to herself? Or is she there and maybe she's tripped up, maybe she's injured herself, in which case, hopefully, they will find her soon. Police yesterday confirmed they'd covered over 100 miles of land in the search for the 23-year-old as they started to focus their efforts on her regular running trails. And here's a breakdown of what we know as the search for Jenny continues. Just let me make sure. No, I'm not sharing, of course. Forgot to share. Here we are. Here, so let me show you the photos of Jenny again because I did forget to share those. There she is. So this is Jenny. She's 23, only 23 years old. So on February the 18th, Jenny leaves her home in Barracks Farm, Tolaw, at around 3 p.m. in her red Focus, and she's believed to have been headed towards the Barnard Castle area. I'm not really sure why they think that. Maybe that's where she told her friends she was going. And by 9 p.m. that day, she had not returned, so she was reported missing. On Wednesday, February the 19th, police released their first statement on Jenny at 10 a.m. and the search for Jenny started. Officers announced they're increasingly concerned as she had not been seen since 3 p.m. the previous day. First details of Jenny were released. She's described as white, 6 foot tall, so quite distinctive, and has very long black hair. She was last seen wearing a blue hoodie with a John Deere logo and dark jogging bottoms. Search continues with specialist police, Teesdale and Weardale Mountain Search and Rescue Service, and Her Majesty, I'll never get used to saying his, Coast Guard helicopter was out over the moors between Eggleston and Stanhope to help the search. And then officers found her car, but details of this were not released until the following day. And then the search was paused at 6 p.m. as conditions worsened and the area got dark. That's quite, just going back to the time she went out at 3 p.m. It's quite late that, isn't it, in the winter to go out, I think. Just an observation. Because 3 p.m. in the winter, when you know it's going dark, like not long after that. Just an observation, bless her. So here's Jenny. And then the search resumed the following day, Thursday. Where are we now? We're on Saturday. Resumed before 9 a.m. as sniffer dogs joined the specialist teams to aid the search. The search focused on the moorland where her car was found, and search teams asked well-meaning members of the public to stay away from the searchers where the conditions were at their worst. And then a renewed appeal was announced at 3:30 and a new photo of Jenny was released. And that's when they officially announced they'd found Jenny's car and released her full name as Jenny Hall. Additional information they gave is she's a keen long-distance runner and a dedicated family liaison officer was working with her family. And they said they were widening the search. So then the search again was paused. Look at this terrain. As we see the terrain, you can see this is a very difficult area to search. Apart from being pretty much vast, it seems to be a combination of sort of moors and trees and all sorts of things. So the dogs hopefully will help in that. But yeah, you can see that's a big place that they've got to search. Then Friday, the search moved into its third day, and police reiterated they were increasingly concerned for Jenny's welfare. Well, of course, there's even a river there, or a brook of some kind. Yeah, every day that passes, they will be, of course, be more concerned. The same specialist search teams were out, but this time focused more on the Hammersley Forest areas, where long-distance runner Jenny frequents. And at 2:30 p.m, police issued a renewed appeal and confirmed that 100 miles of land had now been covered in the search for Jenny. Then Chief Inspector Dean Haythornwaite of Durham Constabulary visited the search and made a statement. We're going to look at that statement. And he confirmed they have no reason, as always, to suspect any third-party involvement in Jenny's disappearance. And he also said, we've become increasingly concerned for Jenny since she was reported missing on Tuesday, and we've been exploring all lines of enquiry, including dozens from members of the public. We're focusing our search on areas we know Jenny likes to run through, and we're determined to do everything we can to find her. If she's a runner, she may well be wearing a Fitbit of some kind. I would like to thank everyone who is working around the clock in our search and efforts to reunite Jenny with her family. So we're going to look at his statement in a moment. So the public are urged to stay away because it's dangerous. And they're asking well-meaning members of the public to allow the expert officers with a structured search plan with specialist equipment to allow them the time and space so they can do what they need to do. We also heard that digital intelligence officers are working behind the scenes on Jenny's mobile phone, smartwatch and running apps. And at this moment, there are no results. But fresh details were released. She may have been wearing a green jacket or carrying a green jacket and had her hair up in a ponytail, 6 foot tall, white, very long, dark hair, wearing a blue hoodie with a John Deere logo and dark jogging bottoms. It's a very sad search, isn't it, to have to make? But the search efforts continued and they'll be paused at night. I presume they've continued today. Yep, 4th day, Saturday. Search moved into its 4th day. And police confirm they have the resources to carry on into the weekend or however long it takes to find Jenny. Yeah. And the MP for Bishop Auckland, Sam Rushworth, he actually spoke about it in the Houses of Commons. So everything that can be done is being done to try and find Jenny. Now let's just watch this statement that was made by the police. And this was made yesterday, not today.
So it's day 4 now in the search for Jenny Hall. You will see that we have officers and colleagues from Mountain Rescue out in Hampstead Forest today carrying on that search activity. I just want to say a huge thank you, first of all, to all the members of the public who've contacted us with information. We really do appreciate your help and support in this. I'm aware that we're going to have families down in Hampstead Forest today enjoying the facilities, and my ask would just be this, if we could just allow those officers the space to carry out their search and try not to disrupt that search area if we do see people out and about involved in that activity. But if you do have any information, please do give us a call and call the control on 999. We really appreciate the help and support from the public so far. Thank you. So it's day 4 now in the search for Jenny Hall.
So, every day that goes by, it's, more and more scary, isn't it, for Jenny's family? But there's still, Jenny may have fallen somewhere, tripped somewhere, and she may be fine. Maybe she just, maybe she's unconscious somewhere. But every day that passes in the weather conditions that there are, it obviously isn't good news. So do you know anything? Do you know anything about where Jenny might be or what might have happened to her? If so, please give the police a ring. And as far as the rest of us are concerned, all we can do is pray that Jenny is okay somewhere and she will be found soon. Okay, I just thought I'd keep you up to date with that. Well, sorry, I will be keeping you up to date with that. Just thought I'd tell you about this lady that's missing. And we can at least, there's not much we can do, but we can pray, if nothing else. And I will keep you updated, of course, of any news whatsoever. Thank you for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video. May your God go with you. Bye.